One. What's up? This is Wisely. I know you can't see them right now because we're having issues, but I'm joined here by Morsecode and Pooch. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
All right. Let's start this off with Morsecode. First of all, name, tag. How are people going to find you? Where's your normal scene? That kind of thing.
Oh. Jaaahsh Morse. I am a Samus main in Michigan. I come from the east side of the state, but I'm currently trapped in the west side of the state. If you want to see me, you have to look up some sort of west side VODs. I don't know who has them, but if you do some digging, I bet you'll find them.
You're somewhere.
You have VODs on GVS or GLS, Great Lakes Smash.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, I mean when you go to regionals, that kind of thing, yeah. All right, Pooch, same question.
I'm Thomas Puccio. Otherwise known as Pooch. You guys kind of probably know me just because I'm loud enough to be known. I'm from Chicago, lived in Dallas for a year, so those are my two scenes. If you want to find me, I'm on Twitter at Pooch182. If you want to watch me, the easiest place to do that is on ShineCorp. That's smashcast.tv/ShineCorp. We also stream on YouTube now. Those are the easiest ways to find my gameplay, though. That's the best channel for it now.
Yeah, definitely. Let's just keep going with Pooch on this one. How did you start playing Samus? What brought you to the character?
So I originally started out as a Melee player, and I played Dr. Mario and Ganondorf.
So you started as a Melee player, but not Samus?
No. Okay. I played Dr. Mario and Ganondorf were the characters that took my interest, but as a casual, I played the game for every single summer of my life, basically, since it came out. And we played it a lot more frequently in high school. And me and my buddy Che, who's a Ganon, you've probably seen a lot of his GIFs on Reddit if you're prevalent in the subreddit.
Yep, he was actually interviewed for this show. Yep.
Mm-hmm. We grew up playing the game together, and I would typically beat him. And I was a Falco and a Link player, and he played Fox and Marth. And then we got into an argument about why I beat him, and he said it a lot of times it was matchup. So we picked a mid-tier for each other. I picked Luigi for him. He picked Samus for me, and we gave each other 2 weeks to practice the character in a $20 money match. And I took it very seriously, read up a lot of Smashboards threads, found out what frame data was and things like that, and then became a huge nerd. And I've been playing Samus ever since.
There you go. Yeah. So you started playing Samus because someone told you had to play a lower tier character?
Because of a bet. Yeah, I played Samus because I wanted $20.
I've not heard that story before. That's a new one. Morse, same question. How did you start playing Samus?
My friend played him in band during band camp, and I thought it was cool. So I played him, and I played better than him. And then he stopped playing Samus.
Rough.
So you just were like, oh, this looks fun. Let me try it. Oh, I'm better already.
Yeah, he plays Charizard and PM now.
Okay, so he still plays. He just doesn't play Samus.
My buddy doesn't play Samus anymore.
I imagined that the Peppa Pig clip where Peppa's talking to the sheep and she's like, I can't whistle, and she's like, how do you whistle? And then Peppa tells her what whistling is and she immediately gets it, so she just fucking hangs up. I love that. That's what I imagine you. That's absolutely the most Morse thing though.
I have
doing something
literally no idea what you just referenced.
Oh, hang on. I'll put it in the live stream chat. I'm stupid and I typed in the chat because I didn't click into the actual window, and I also skipped the video gun.
All right. While you were looking up a children's video clip, so that's how you started playing Samus. But what keeps you playing the character? What brings you back?
It fits my playstyle. It's with it. I understand it. I don't have to really keep up maintenance with technical aspects of the character. I can do mentally.
Mm-hmm. So it just fits your playstyle super well.
It does keep me liable to, when I'm not feeling too well, or Johns of, oh, I'm not feeling too well or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a low-maintenance character that I enjoy and that suits me.
Yeah, there you go. That's all we're all looking for in life.
Yeah.
I'm kind of the same way. I like playing. I like playing to frustrate, and I'm a kind of like slow, methodical player in terms of pretty much anything. Like when I played Yu-Gi-Oh, I used to play really stally decks and defensively. Frog Monarchs, if people know what that is, and then counter parries. And Samus kind of lets me play this slow game where it's like very neutral oriented, and I play. You know, she gives you a lot of tools to stifle the opponent and to play very anti-meta in a lot of ways. And it's cool to just be able to play mostly based off of fundamentals and not really much off of tech skill or things like that,
Mm-hmm.
and then just slowly chip away at the morale of your opponent.
So you fully go for the like, yeah, Samus is sometimes annoying to fight against. I'm gonna use that to my advantage.
Oh hell yeah, absolutely.
Okay. No, I know that some people like that play characters that are frequently thought of as like frustrating. I'll go like, no, but like there's all these cool things. I can do this, I can do that. You just feel like, no, Samus is like people. You might not like fighting her. She's fun to play as. Let's do it.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's just like if I can piss you off and it makes you play worse, I'm gonna do that. Absolutely,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do whatever it takes to win in tournament. Yeah, it's not my fault you get frustrated. I'm gonna play frustrating if that makes you play worse.
There you go.
Yeah.
So like, if you're saying that, what's your favorite character to play against then?
Oh, for me, it's probably Marth. Marth is one of those characters where there's nothing like inherently stupid about him. He's just kind of like
He's
when
there.
you beat him. When you beat him, you feel smart, and when you lose to him, you don't feel like dumb shit happened to you. You're like, oh yeah, like I just got outspaced there. It's like, he caught me jumping at a bad time. Marth does the same thing kind of as Samus in terms of being able to play for positioning in a wall, albeit better and with a disjoint, but it's just a very interesting way to play when you play against a character that's dash dance oriented but plays a similar ground game to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool to have like that fusion of style, like it's like a Venn diagram, and it's cool to see where that Venn diagram meets in the middle and see who comes out on top in player versus player.
And it's not like, oh, it's a super good matchup, or like, oh, you can get like really good combo strings on Marth. It's just who's playing better today. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Thoughts on that one, Morse?
No, I'm pretty good.
No, just whoever you have to fight, you'll fight.
Mistake number one: asking Jaaahsh if he has thoughts. He never does.
Oh, why did you guys decide to have him on then? All right.
If I was to say, my hardest character, like if I have to play anybody, at this point, if I can play slow, like if I have to like play patient and slow, that's all right. But I think my biggest complaint right now is playing against people that understand how to play against the character, and that's my hardest thing right now is that people character.
So not a character, but people who know the character.
Yeah.
Is there anybody that stands out to you as really understanding the character well, that isn't a Samus main?
The two best people at it right now are either Dirtboy and Yada that know how to play really well against my character specifically.
Dude, Jacob's really good at the Samus matchup.
He just plays back a lot.
Yeah.
That's what makes him really good at it.
I mean, yeah, but he knows the space bubble well, and then like he knows where his openings are, and he knows never to go in unless he knows that opening is there. Like he just will not. It's really cool.
So when you're thinking about it that way, what kind of like mix-ups and mind games do you guys typically go for? And that's something that like as we start watching some of these sets, you can point out there's going to be plenty of times where I don't see that something cool happened. Like, I may have missed something, or you're like, no, that combo was actually like really cool because it wasn't confirmed and I got a DI read, or like I conditioned him into doing this thing and so that's the only reason that worked. Point any of those out. I guess like one last question before we start going into the VODs and you can point those out for me is like, what is your favorite thing to do with the character? Is it like hitting charge shots? Is it like super wave dash? Like whatever. What is that for you?
Go for it, Josh.
It's being in control. I'd say as long as I can be patient, I can play the game at my tempo, playing nice and slow and relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is where I thrive the best, and that's where I enjoy myself. I'm just looking at the opponent and trying to see what they're going to do.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a much better mindset answer than anybody else has given me.
I'm kind of in the same boat, except I guess mine's like more evil, because a lot of times I like to psychologically manipulate people in this game, and Samus is one of those characters. Like I said, you can chip away at someone's morale. So in the same way, you do get control, but it's cool to see the control seep outside of just what's in the game, and you can kind of like see your opponent start to like lose the spark of hope in their eyes sometimes if you really start to lock down what they like to do.
Holy crap, that sounds evil, but I totally get it.
I didn't even think about this until now. I should have found better sets where you can just like watch in the player cam my opponent's like body language just shut down. Or sometimes it's just like it's time for you to die and I kill you. Samus lets me do that and it feels super cool.
Yeah, we were actually, all three of us were just at Neo City Tussle. I had to play Morrison tournament. I felt that way.
Yeah.
It was Melee, not PM, but still.
Shoot.
No, it was fun. I know I need to work on this matchup. All right, we're going to go into it. We're going to start off with Pooch against C#, who's playing Meta Knight for this set. What were some of the reasons that you sent this one?
A big reason actually is because I think Cody is a player that people should be looking more and more at in the Midwest.
Okay.
If you saw him on Friday at Ash, he ended up, I believe, placing 3rd or 4th, which is really good. Ended up beating O'Reilly after O'Reilly beat Teals in the same matchup. And he's just offered me a lot of really, really fun sets back and forth. And
Nice.
he's a very straightforward player who understands the matchup to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
He lets me get away with jumping a little bit, which is good because I like to jump, so it makes the sets a little bit more fun for me. But other than that, we just kind of go back and forth with just kind of destroying someone off of one neutral exchange.
Which is actually surprisingly rare for any of Samus's matchups.
No, it's more so like when you're a Samus main, you don't look at punish as something that's straight out of hard knockdown and that's it. You look at it as winning an exchange in neutral and then gaining positioning and never yielding it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense.
A good set to look out for that actually, that isn't between either me or Morse, and it's kind of old, is the set from Tipped Off 11 between ESAM and I Punch Kids. It's a very slow and methodical game because David's that kind of Lucario, and he like as soon as you lose position to Eric, like to ESAM, he just like keeps you out with F tilt at the ledge, and he just never lets you get away from the corner. That's just standard right there. The up throw was a bad choice. At that percent, I should have down thrown, especially because Meta Knight has really bad tech rolls.
Mm-hmm.
I do abuse how bad Meta Knight tech rolls are later on in this game.
Yep. And remember, if we need to pause, I can put things at half speed, whatever you want.
That was just a hard call out on him.
That was a very peculiar F smash read.
Yeah, I knew he was going to miss tech there. I don't know why I knew. It was just something that like he seemed like he would be in an awkward situation. Yeah.
I feel like you both, as players, get more grabs than I would expect. Is that true, or am I just seeing things?
I grab a ton.
Okay.
I enjoy grabbing people. It's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, like that's the thing too, is right. When you look at like why Samus is a bad character, a lot of the things that come to mind are like, she doesn't really know how to deal with shield that well because she's got such a slow grab, and then like her ground speed's bad, so she can't like dash dance grab like Marth or something like that. But a lot of times when people think that, they'll like overuse shield and they'll get too comfortable and confident. So that's when you start mixing in like dash grab or like far range F tilt or like jab pressure and things like that, and you start to make them sweat and shield. You have to trick them into thinking that shielding's not as good as it actually is, which is easier when you know the strengths of what you can do on shield without getting super hard punished.
Okay.
Yeah. That game, again, just abused his tech roll at the end there with the charge shot. Once I started like locking him down, he started falling apart. So he slowed down in terms of what he wanted to do, and he started playing more into me, which is what I obviously want you to do. If you jump at me or like you run at my shield or something, I'm just laughing in my head because Samus wants that.
Yeah, for sure. No, even in just that one game, the beginning of the game looked a lot more even, and then by the end, it wasn't just getting like read after read after read, but it was you were locking them out a lot more.
Mm-hmm. And this game, C# switches to Zelda. This was a few months ago, so this was like when he still kind of like dual mained and wasn't as focused on Meta Knight yet. The Zelda switch kind of makes sense. She can definitely be a frustrating character for Samus just because if she kicks you a couple times, you can be dead, and so she kind of nullifies the whole...
neutral. There's no neutral. Or it's very hard neutral because...
Well, and she can spin and then shoot stuff back at you.
Yeah, and it's just like, she kills you way faster than you can kill her. Go ahead, Josh.
Do you think that's a bad matchup for Samus, or just it's a methodical one?
It's tedious. I wouldn't say it's particularly bad, but...
No, it is a very slow matchup.
Yeah.
And obviously that's going to be a lot different than, like, say, Melee. Are there any matchups that people think about in Melee that are, like, very different in PM or not?
I mean, this matchup's probably different as someone who plays a lot of Melee Zelda. Melee Zelda has to play aggressively and in your face all the time to get you afraid because she cannot do anything to shield.
Yeah.
So she wants to make you feel like you have to run away or make you shield too much so you're easier to poke.
Yeah.
But in this game, she's getting some movement options. She has a good she has good specials.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ferror's Wind is okay for silly movement and things like that. It's actually not a bad out of shield option. Nehru's is absolutely devastating and can shut down
But
missiles
still,
and charge shot.
Even with all that, it's not like a bad matchup for Samus.
No.
What are things... So I know obviously there's ice mode. I was hoping you guys could talk about that a little bit, but what things does Samus gain from the PM engine, or what things are going to be a little bit different than what people might be looking for if they're only used to Melee Samus?
The ball. That's the biggest thing in my opinion. She gets the ball.
Can you lay that out for people? Like, why is that so big?
I want to hear what Josh is going to say really quick. Josh gave up. Okay. Morph Ball used to be her roll animation in Melee and in Brawl and still in Smash 4. She has really bad roll data in those games, but in PM she got a standard roll where she just kind of does like a side hop, and it's just way better in terms of her defensive options become more than just nair out of shield or up B. She can actually roll away or roll in front, like behind you, and then her Morph Ball got retooled as a crawl. So she gets a very low-profile ability to move in neutral and make things more obnoxious in matchups where she typically struggles. Like, she still struggles against Falcon, but having access to Morph Ball means she doesn't just get run over by and steamrolled by an obnoxiously naring Falcon, and then
she
still jump out of
shrinks her hitbox.
Yeah, massively.
Yep.
She does lose access to crouch cancel if she's moving in the crawl, though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which would be broken if she didn't.
That would be... I would not be happy with that one.
That recovery was sick, by the way. I'm sick. fucking crazy. I Cody got in there and they died. Right.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
Morse, we're gonna put on your set versus Lod. Now you
wanna
sent me 2 of that actually. Which one did you want to go over right now?
Me winning, or do you want to see me winning, or do you want to see me losing first?
Well, you said you specifically sent 2 sets against the same person so that you could see where conditioning and adaptation comes in. So let's go with you losing first.
Because I got demolished as I was losing. I had preparation for it. But,
Wait, yeah, that's right here. Okay.
What is it? Game, what is it? The first, what is it? The initial set of set 2, or what is it? Set 2.
Mm-hmm.
It was only one move I remember. 1 or 2 moves at the start of game 1 that really went in as much as he did. Really, I think the biggest thing for Samus is that she doesn't do too much as a character. Of talk. The more you know about Samus, but the less you know about Samus, the more afraid you get, and the more respect that a Samus will get, and the more powerful that character becomes.
It's really a character that functions on fear.
Yes.
I mean, that's how bad characters work. Like, if you want a bad character to look good, you have to make your opponent be dumb.
Yeah, that's true.
Though, Vlad, being a really good Peach player, knows how to wall out someone like Samus. At the start of the match, or I do know now that the idea for this matchup is to keep center as hard as possible, because once you lose it,
what was that?
Except he does right there. He does a float, empty hop, float grab. He does that a lot. Watch me get blown up.
Yeah. And we don't need to see like the entire set 1 if we want to get to the other one, but
Yeah.
Let's definitely watch some of the first games.
Nice.
I think, though, what is a big thing, proponent of a lot of Samus that I do talk to, is that for some kills at some point like that, you can't do it all the time, but the implications of you going out there are very big.
Okay.
And you just gotta keep on. You just gotta keep on keeping on with those things.
Mm-hmm.
That was sick movement right there to avoid that situation and get closer to underneath the platform. I really like that. When you just did the little crawl. Yeah.
Probably instinct or something.
Yeah, you're kind of famous for your like jab tilt pressure.
Yeah.
Is that something you want more people to do, or is that just like I make this work and I don't know why?
It's fake shield pressure.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been.
I know it's fake. That's why I think it's interesting that I see you go for it so often and get so much out of it.
I think it's a very nice way of interacting with an opponent. Go ahead and do it. Don't. But it's very nice. It's a very nice thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's another way of implying, or it's another way of
Jaaahsh died.
You do you. You do you. You do you.
Okay, yeah, move your mic closer or something.
I don't think he died. I think he just like lost thought partway through that. Yeah, no, for sure.
As far as jabs and tilts on shield, though, yeah, it's fake. But like that's the beauty of it is she has jab canceling where you if you put your control stick in the bottom corner of whichever direction Samus is facing after like if you buffer that input after a jab, you can mash out jab 1 as fast as possible.
And it's just jab 1 every time?
Yeah, and the point of that is to threaten the potential for jab 2 at any time, or threaten F tilt or up tilt or whatever.
Wait, so what's the button? What's the button for this, or the analog stick?
Yeah. So like, if I'm facing to the right as Samus and I input a jab, while the jab animation is going, I'll move my control stick to the bottom right notch. Like, so it's the direction I'm facing, and then that buffers like a crouch kind of, and so the game's like, okay, it basically gives you a bit more leniency on the ISA.
I never knew that. Okay, that's
Yeah.
really cool.
And the whole point is to give like awkward timing. So it's like jab, 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 and then it's just like, oh, what the hell? Like my rhythm is off, and like that scares the opponent too.
Either shield more, make bad options. Yeah.
Or jump out and stuff at bad times, which Jaaahsh is really good at. He'll definitely like either make you jump really stupid, or he'll just make you sit and shield long enough to the point where he just grabs you for free.
Yep.
Yeah. Counter pick on the fountain. That's interesting.
Yeah, I always pick this stage. I like triplat stages.
I agree. I think this is Samus's best stage. Well, it's either this or Wario Land, but in my opinion.
Where do you think Samus fares in the Project M meta?
Oh, she's a low tier.
Okay.
I have more faith in her than that. I think she's like 25 to 30 range in terms of like where she would sit on the tier list. Like she's okay.
It's like low mid. Okay.
Yeah. There's some matchups where it's just like, what do I do? Like Mewtwo or Toon Link. And then there's some matchups that aren't that bad. Like, I know Sheik's a lot easier to fight in this game. Go ahead.
Nothing.
All right.
What?
You just saw something sick.
Oh, do you want me to go back for that?
I don't think. It's up to him, man. This is VOD. I'm just watching.
Yeah, no, you guys like let me know. I can rewind stuff. I can put it just to half speed, like whatever you want, so that we can lay this out for people.
You can see right there. I was doing those jabs.
Mm-hmm.
Fake. It's fake pressure. You saw a lot. He just threw out his turnip and comboed me a little bit. Got a nice 24% off it.
How often do you play Peach to like know and respect the option of glide toss in this game, though? Like, was that an unfamiliar thing for you in this matchup because melee, or what?
I don't have any practice right now. I think the closest thing to a PM Peach I have is Dirt Boy, since he is in Grand Rapids as well.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Is a lot more aggressive than a Dirt Boy. He'll keep to the sides pretty often, or keep to the platforms very often. He doesn't have a very good familiarity of playing aggressive against Samus or interacting with Samus in a way that gets Peach close to the character.
That's rough.
It's something. Get deck of cards or just go times.
Yeah, like even all of those tilts, you don't. It's so different than the way I see most people play this.
And it's not gonna get me hit. I know it's not gonna. I'm not gonna get hit for it.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's safe pressure, safe hitboxes. Go for it.
Yeah. You can do whatever as long as you don't get punished. You can clearly tell he has the experience. He knows what he's doing.
Yep. I mean, you're playing against someone who's played this a lot in Melee. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And for the most part, this matchup doesn't change for how Peach wants to play. A big thing she has to respect is she can't float in on you as easily because up smash has some utility. But otherwise, she wants to play pretty similarly. Oh, that was sick.
Oh, the question I asked earlier, I just remembered. I don't think either of you guys use it at all, but what is your opinion on ice mode? Because a lot of people wanted me to ask.
If it's viable, it's usable. It's not as good as 3.0, but I've never used it back then.
Okay.
I believe that you have to be. I think it's better for the floating matchups where.
I'm gonna skip to the second set of grands.
Yeah. Just let me finish. I do think that it's better. If I was to play it, I would play it in the floatier matchups where characters are right in front of me or right above me. Horizontal kill option, which is a lot better than Nair.
Mm-hmm.
Up smash as well, a very nice vertical kill option as well. Floating matchups don't. A lot of floating matchups are, a lot of floating matchups. In my opinion, I would be willing to sacrifice. Oh wow.
Yo, you're fucking cool. Let's go. You're sick.
Let's look at that again really quick, actually.
Run into first stock for a second.
You're sick.
Yeah, let's look at that again. Okay, yeah, I went back a little too far, actually.
So first stock.
Yeah, what changes were you looking to make here? Like, what were you thinking before this set happened?
Again, I just understood that I had to keep center as hard as I could, or at least not get hit by errant fares. Because I did notice that he was going for a lot of low profile. You like that? There, where he just jumps up, floats, and instantly tries to fare me. I do remember playing against someone in my region named Zen.
Sounds good.
Peach in a PM. And the big gimmick I learned was get him a few times with this, and it changes the way he plays against me. Is that Peach's jump isn't very fast, right? So if you do a high Zair that clips their shield, or that would clip their head, catch them if they jumped, they can't really do too much. They're stuck on the ground for a good portion of time. I think that gave him enough respect for my character to not go in as offensively or get in the air as much as he did. Samus, there's nothing really else that I can really do. That's all.
Ooh.
Catches me there. That's all right.
Another thing I noticed from Mod's perspective, just over the course of this, is situations where you see ground and you like descend. Like earlier in this game, you fell on him when he was at like 40 through the left or through the right platform while he had stage and like was on the ground. You just fell with an air, and he like wasn't crouching. Crouch cancel is pretty good against Samus for the most part, especially if she needs to descend and like wants to hit you. Like if she's on a platform, you can just kind of sit and crouch if you're at a low enough percent, because you can respond with dash away if you see her going to down air, because it comes out frame 16. I believe it comes out frame 16. It's a pretty late down air. And then other than that, everything else can pretty much be crouch canceled early on, because she's not going to like be able to obviously down smash you if she's falling. It's a huge weakness of Samus, actually, is just being in the air. It's very easy to vertically stagger her, and you can cover that, or you can mask that frailty by how slow you can descend with bomb jumping and things like that.
Yep, people just don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, if you're Marth and you up throw me and I'm at mid percents, you should just immediately kill me not immediately, but over the course of this arduous task of waiting for Samus, you can literally just dash to wherever I'm descending and wait. And then catch whatever with up tilt or things like that. Don't jump at me and be like, I'm gonna hit you with up air now, because that's how we mess you up. We'll mix in a different timing on bomb jump, or we'll mix in a fast fall nair or something like that, and then all of a sudden
but if they just stay on the ground up tilting,
right, or just whatever your character can do to keep us in the air, we die as slow and arduous. Yeah.
It's very pain. I kind of feel bad. You guys, a lot of people have to do a lot of work to play against Samus, but so you got to do what you got to do.
Yep, part of the game.
The game. Man, if she was good though, if she had better tools, I mean, it wouldn't be that fair. But life's just a deck of cards. You just kind of deal with it.
Dude, if she had a slightly faster fastball, crazy. Oh! Love that. Those jab pivot crossover. Or it's turn around wave dash, actually.
At this point, I don't really know what I'm doing. My main game plan is just kind of to look at opponents doing, or where the opponent's at, and see what they could do, and then kind of go from there. Really know what my opponent, or I don't really know what's going through my head, but I do know that I have a little bit of a feeling of.
Can we go back to that shield interaction?
Yeah. The one
that was really, really cool.
10
really
seconds
cool.
ago?
Yeah. That was really interesting to me.
Mhm.
We're at a point where the interactions that Jaaahsh has been choosing to use on LOD in terms of space jab and things like that have gotten to the point where, because like Morse was angling and wiggling his shield around like that, I think LOD was expecting you to be inputting an up B out of shield, because it's like, he's tilting his shield up, like he's gonna do an up B. And so he just kind of like sat there and then never grabbed, because he was like, I don't want to get hit. Yeah, that was really cool to me. Like, that's what I think was going through LOD's head, but at the very least, we understand that whatever you've been doing to this point across these two sets has
messing him up. It's doing something. It's sure doing something to him.
Yep. I just remembered, was this the set that right beforehand you looked at him and said, you beat Dutt, right?
Oh, this was the set.
Okay.
The end of game 2.
That was a lucky missile, in my opinion. He could have hit you with fastball there, and it would have hit you before he came out. But that was sick.
Again, it's all about respect. It's all about respect. You know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Things. If the character the opponent lets me, usually that's it.
And so a lot of what we've been talking about is like how you guys go about getting people to respect Samus.
Mm-hmm.
Or like at the very least making them play really impatiently.
Just play patient.
Yeah, and you saw that there. You saw that interaction there where it was like Jaaahsh hit like F tilt, and it was like very close to max range spacing, and he knew that Peach was gonna like try to like crouch and move in, so he did the max range F tilt, and then he air dodged full back and hit with Zair to like be like, no, just because I'm like spacing okay doesn't mean you can punish this. Like, I can still get away and keep harassing. And while center stage is really important, Samus also can afford to cede space in a few matchups because she's so tanky.
What typifies those matchups? Like, what kind of characters does that work against?
Peach is a good one because she's slow, and the way she keeps you in the corner is with turnips, and you can respond to turnip pull with dash in, or whatever. Or like
turnip pull is. I do agree that turnip pull is a very nice indicator of when you can grab space from Peach.
Yeah.
But you do have to acknowledge there are some points where the Peach is going to float and bait out stuff, kind of like a Captain Falcon would.
Yeah.
With showing up bears. And that also keeps you away from. So it keeps Samus walled out. I do think that Samus cannot afford to lose space against Peach.
Mm-hmm.
If you play against the right people, they will never let it go.
True.
Yeah. I'm not saying like go to the corner per se, but like but like you can definitely like play back a little. Like right here, like that's an okay spot to still be. Especially because you have enough place to move back on an option and then like try to retake space if they overextend, and then otherwise if they float at a bad time.
You have Vlad trying to space so far back here because of those airs now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it's the conditioning because he can't over him. He's got to very, very heavily respect it. Maybe I'm talking from a melee sense, but in melee, Peach really dictates the spacing game or the tempo of the match. So if I'm in this position in melee, climb.
Wait, say that again? I think you cut out for a second there.
If Peach has the stage in melee, it's a lot harder of a climb to cope with.
Mm-hmm.
And you think a lot of that is because of Zair or because of?
Because of my general experience. Like, you just saw that Lod played the spacing game really well and pushed me back multiple times and racked up percent.
Mm-hmm.
Started from I had 0% and he had 100-some% to we're now even.
I have a question.
Killing that situation.
I have a question about your general decision making when you find yourself in the corner. That's when I see you move to Morphball the most. Is that just like, hey, I want to be difficult to hit and then have the option to boost ball in case I can take more space, or like what makes you go to crawl more often?
That's a defensive kind of deal. That's more of a fighting game kind of stance where it's in fighting games, you're most strong when you're tank. I guess as a response to the crouching and holding back, you crawl.
Mm-hmm.
But crouching is Samus in Melee. You don't really do that. You just kind of crouch.
So it's just an instinctual input, and then it happens to change your. It's different in PM than compared to Melee.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Alright.
Yep.
That was actually, I do remember that. That was a purposeful bait from the first time that I got him from a high range charge shot.
Oh, power shielded. Nerd.
Wait, so lay out that bait for us then. The first time you got him to the high, so then you just
Did you see it though? Did you see
Yeah.
the high range charge shot?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
If you want to see, you might want to rewind it then, because he air dodges.
Yeah, I'm gonna rewind that just because you're pointing it out. Gets back like here.
It's,
Oh,
you know,
we didn't.
That's a little far back. No, just let it go. Just let it
It's
go.
here. It's here.
Yeah, so that was the high.
One other time beforehand. It's gonna be a little bit before the major point comes in.
Yep. Oh, just kind of waiting for this one thing.
Be patient.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. It's a Monday. Once he lifts this edge guard and I get a lucky bear on him.
Oh.
The quick double jump. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's another thing that's cool about this matchup is because Peach is so slow, when you hit her away, you can start charging your charge shot, and it's like, it's either I'm gaining a resource, but it's also like the Peach senses has a sense of urgency to get down and stop you from continuing to charge because she doesn't want you to have that charge shot. Oh, that was a sick turn of play. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, that was really good.
Probably grabbed it by accident because I was trying to air.
Yeah, just air dodge, but it was still sick. Ooh,
You can just see, it's a very. Ooh, that was very nice of him.
that was a cool grab.
Yeah, you can see, he's going in now. Damn.
Mhm. And he's still
You can see that how Samus gets messed up in the air
Mm-hmm.
just by that combo.
Ooh!
The safest thing really to do when go to ledge. Usually people won't challenge it as you go to ledge, so just kind of
This is where you're asking them about duck.
As far as trying to go to ledge, it could just be that I'm typically pretty bad on ledge as a player, with
Mhm.
whatever character I play. But I try to avoid that. I just try to play super slow on descent, and then mix in fastball timings and aerials that I descend with, or if I just fall on its own. Samus is not particularly strong off the ledge. If you see in in game one earlier, we saw Jaaahsh come off the ledge with forward air and get crouched and then punished with just crouch jump nair. You can crouch cancel her options from ledge pretty well. She does have access to aerial interrupt where she like that, right? Well, actually, that was a ledge dash I didn't see.
Yeah.
But if you ever see an instance where Samus just kind of stands up from ledge almost, she's inputting an up air really fast, and it's her most invincible option from ledge. And you can do something like aerial interrupt into down smash or aerial interrupt into grab to really kind of make your opponent respect you on ledge a little bit more. But if they know the spacing for your aerial interrupt, like max distance, like down smash, for example, they can just stand right at that range and then crouch, and then you really just kind of have to hope you can mix them up.
Yes. Thanks.
Yeah. That's actually that's a common mistake that a lot of players will make, is they'll concern themselves with edge guarding Samus while she's bomb jumping, which I think a lot of characters can't really like interact with her there. Like if you're Puff or your DDD or your Peach or something like that, like obviously you can kind of like feel comfortable with like throwing turnips or going out there and taking on Samus. But if you're not that kind of character and you don't want to risk like getting a reversal where I just like drop a down air on you because you overstepped, let me come back to ledge and then just kind of like stay back to like basically a full down smash length plus like a down smash and a quarter length of space from the ledge, and just chill out and crouch and be ready to do whatever in response to what I do from ledge. That's a good way to handle Samus in terms of once you get ground on her.
I agree.
All right.
Shoot. Yeah, at this point, we're going back and forth. There isn't much to I believe he takes this game, and then I take the last game.
Nice.
Yep, so many of those.
I believe what is jab confirms in this game are very good. It implies being threatening.
Mm-hmm.
But if it does work, because it's at a higher tempo than a melee, and does send at that very
sends at a higher angle.
You can get very valuable kills off it.
Yeah. That's actually a bad habit of mine. Is if you watch a lot of my sets, I try too hard to jab into F smash, like when I get desperate.
Oh, that's your like panic option.
Yeah, where I'm like, please just confirm and die already. But like, it turns out you suck. A lot of players that I play against who are used to it, they know to like get ready to SDI up on the jab, like do up and out, and then I can't reach. But you can still do jab and a nair at that point is the confirm, which isn't as powerful, but it sometimes gets the job done depending on the matchup and depending on percent. Josh, why do you like Smashville as Samus?
Because whoever doesn't want to play on Battlefield, they usually want to play in Smashville.
Alright. Not even character related, just
comfort.
Yeah, you wanna gentleman's to Battlefield? No. Oh, how about Smashville? Yeah, sure. Conversation goes. I don't really like striking because that's usually whenever I play someone, that's usually where we always end up, either Smashville or Battlefield. So I like to cut to the chase and just kind of.
Yeah, I'm the same way, except that swap out Smashville for PS2.
I feel like I always end up on PS2.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with because my character likes it, but.
Yeah, you're an ice climber. Why are people letting you go to a flat, big stage?
I don't know. And with small ceilings? Yeah, I'll take it.
Oh, nice. Let's dash up B, very smart. Ledge dash up B is a good option because it gives you a little bit more invincibility because up B starts with 5 frames of invincibility. It's also like a good shield poking tool because it's got such tiny little hitboxes. So if you do ledge dash into someone and they shield out of fear, you can still kind of clip them sometimes, especially if they're not full shield health.
Oh, there's that Zare again.
It's also It's also a nice way to it's a nice way to poke people.
Yeah, for sure. Especially if they're trying to set up that range to avoid your tilts already.
Is that they're going for, if you were going for specifically like if you're gaining percent on them and they can't really do anything to deal with it, they'll try to you can capitalize it with your F tilts. Or your shield.
Ooh, that was a little.
This is not good in the air.
A
lot of risky stuff.
Yeah, that was spooky to see.
No. Let's deck of cards.
I appreciate your just kind of use of neutral B whenever, just to kind of like either do shield damage or put the threat out there. I'm kind of the same way. I don't think you ever really need to hit charge shot. I mean, obviously, if you're trying to confirm, that's great. But making your opponent scared or learning what they like to do in response to a threat like that, or like oh, they like to jump here, or like they'll shield. Like if you start to figure out that information or force them to do specific things because of charge shot, it's more valuable than the 25% a lot of times.
Oh yeah, no, it's huge, and like I think both of you guys, I see you use it a lot more than like a lot of Samuses seem to only save it for like, okay, this is a kill situation for sure. Now I'll use it.
Mm-hmm.
I think converts are very valuable for the character. I do think edge guarding shot is a very valuable way to use it.
For sure.
Again, this character's not set in stone. There's no one's really found the right way of playing this character yet, so do whatever they want with it.
You got away with that?
Is there something that you think might be the future of Samus that no one's doing, or it's not you guys yet to find that out?
I think it's mental optimization. I think it's one solution situations, one for warning your opponent consistently, and being able to space very heavily as Samus, and then whenever being able to throw out and not space as the character and crouch cancel, gain even more damage and to concern your opponent with approaching you.
That last stock was actually silly.
Well, it was very good recognition on my part. I
want to go back and make sure that people saw that. Alright, so you're going to kill here. No, you just all over this.
Yeah.
Get that quick charge.
It was a good charge shot because Peach full hopped near the platform, so it was either waveland on the platform or do very slow double jump. So the charge shot was pretty smart in terms of like there's a very high chance they'll hit.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just got caught trying to fast fall, so he DI'd poorly on the up smash. That was sick.
Yep.
You're sick. You're sick. Let's go.
No, that was sick. Then the final VOD we're gonna go for, which is really funny because this person's in our chat right now, is Pooch versus Aurelie.
Oh, let's go.
Yep.
Chris, I picked the set where I won. I'm sorry. They're rare. As far as in addition to the idea of mental optimization and things like that, where Samus can be pushed further, I also think there's a lot of hidden technology with footstools because I think footstools are broken. Like I'm curious to see where like bomb footstool can lead us for later things, but
I don't know if I've ever seen a Samus footstool.
I don't. I hate it. I don't want to change my control scheme, and I can't reach my D-pad doesn't even work to begin with. Like a lot of times, if I switch to ice mode for whatever reason, and we can talk about ice mode at some point during the set, even though I don't use it. Yeah, like if you see me do like the down taunt where she does like she looks both ways or whatever, it's because I try to switch beams back, and my D-pad like doesn't work. So
fun. That sucks.
Happens.
Yep.
This was at WIT 100, which was definitely a good while ago, but very, very fun set. Again, I'm in a suit. I don't remember. I think I wore it because it was WIT 100.
Well, so, you've been 2 for 2 in wearing suits in the VODs you sent on, so I assumed you just wanted everyone to think you were fancy.
No.
Just wear suits.
That was just happened to be coincidence. I really like this set. Chris is definitely a demon of mine. It's not as bad as it used to be. Look at me, I'm sick. it's not as if that was absolutely purposeful too. I air dodged down instead of up because I was like hoping that I wouldn't target the ledge so I could clip him and trade stocks.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Reset dash back to just in case he bumper get up attack. But yeah, Chris is one of my demons. Beats me a lot. I'm very frustrated with Falcon. That's kind of like definitely a Pooch meme.
Yep.
I hate Falcon.
If you follow Pooch's Twitter for like a couple days, you'll see that.
Woo! God, I'm sick. But yeah, he's always been a really fun opponent. He understands Samus to a good amount. Understands me personally pretty well because that's again the kind of player that it really is. If you're a local player, you know that he can kind of just get in your head and shut you down. And I also have a choking problem where I'll drop edge guards a lot and I'll just like fall apart when things get tough. And Aurelia is very much a player who is steadfast and stoic when he plays. He'll play stock 1 at 0% the same way he'll play last stock at 200%. His game plan almost does not change at all. And it's really hard to psychologically shake him, which if you guys remember at the start of this podcast, I said I like doing. I like to psychologically manipulate people and destroy them. And Chris doesn't let me do that a lot. So he's a very frustrating... Go ahead.
He's a very vocal player. He's a very expressive player.
Yeah.
His poker face is not a poker face.
No. But the thing is, like, as expressive as he is, his expression is always like it never makes him play poorly. He'll fish knees a little bit sometimes, but other than that, like, yeah.
Now, when you were going through that, we saw an instance of Super Wave Dash into Charge Shot. Is that something that, like, do you think Super Wave Dash has a future?
No, I just like to do it to tell my opponent that my nuts are bigger than theirs.
Okay, yeah.
And then when it lands, they're like, "Man, I suck," and then it helps chip away at that mental life bar.
Mm-hmm.
Get down smash.
What were you gonna say, Morse?
The other side of the stage, you can help, but
Oh, I didn't hear what he said. He kind of just...
Yeah, you cut out for a second there.
I assume what he's saying is
if you
get to
the
the other side.
Yeah, if you want to get to the other side, I wouldn't put it beyond me to use it.
Like, I've used it for an edge guard when I've hit someone across the stage and I need to get to ledge. Like, I'll do that where I'll ledge or I'll super wave dash for ledge.
It's more lenient in PM, correct?
It's
yes, 1 frame.
Two technically 3 frames as opposed to 1 frame in melee.
Okay, so marginally easier.
Yeah.
Just enough to make it a consistent, easy enough consistent trick.
Yeah.
You also get additional tech. Like obviously there's the B reverse charge or B turnaround charge shot. But you can also you know how Luigi has scuttle where he can wave dash crawl and he'll like do the crawl the other way of his wave dash and carry the momentum.
Oh, does Samus have that?
Yeah, you can do that with a super wave dash where you input your crawl and you quarter circle back. So she'll do a super wave dash halfway and then go backwards, which is really cool.
That sounds super weird. I'd have to like see that to visualize it better.
It has functionally no use in tournament play. Unless you want to super swag out and you do the double super wave dash into B turnaround charge shot, so you turn around 3 times total. Then you're just literally you're telling the opponent to quit the game.
All the advanced Samus tech is just turning around several times.
Literally telling people to quit the game.
Yeah,
that's savage. That's not nice, actually.
It's just like, hey, don't come back to this tournament. You're not ready. Classic Pooch dropping an edge guard. That's very easy.
Who could ever say that to somebody?
I actually don't think edge guarding Falcon is as easy as people say it is for Samus, because if he recovers high, and you want to like challenge that and not hit his landing, which I should be hitting his landing more than I do, but and you jump, Samus has like very poor aerial mobility, so he can like fade around you, yeah. And then he's obviously very tanky, so you have to like also decide when to throw the nair out, and if you hit him with late nair, he gets another try.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another issue I have with playing Aurelia is he just doesn't die, and then as soon as I make a mistake and he gets back to stage, he just destroys me.
It appears you're just getting hit by approaches.
Yeah, I get scared a lot. A lot of times I don't know when to actually use crouch against Chris because he'll switch between nair where I can like nair between hits and stomp, and like I don't know what it is about him, but like whenever I play him, all of a sudden my reaction times can like really slow, and I think it's just because of like player history against him where I respect him so much that it's just like I start playing scared.
Yeah.
But like there, I knew when the Zaire didn't reset like that. When I hit him with weak moves like that out of knockdown and he SDIs up or like something like that, he'll typically go for a Raptor boost to try to like surprise me. And so I just wave dash back and then grabbed it. He does that a lot still. But yeah, that's just more so me knowing how he plays in general, not like this one set adaptation.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. So you mentioned like the B reverse stuff. What other changes does Samus have between the games?
She can charge in the air for charge shot, which makes recovery a lot better because you can always be facing the stage for tether. And then tether also, while it only seeks ledge once, you get access to tether infinitely. So even if they break your tether or whatever like that, you can still do space jump, which is rising Zaire, which she had in Melee too, but you get it every time and it goes higher than her up B, so you can have a better recovery in terms of mix-ups and things like that. And it lets you go deeper too for edge guards. That was a really bad up B for me.
All this advanced Samus tech.
Morse, every time you put a video into chat, I have to check to see what it is first.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. It's some... Okay, whatever. It's at least nothing that I have to delete.
Delete. That's good.
I roll a lot versus Chris after I hit his shield because he'll just try to like immediately blow me up on a touch because he understands that Samus shield pressure doesn't exist. So a lot of times he catches me. That was sick. I think he just got caught on the platform there, and I just got lucky. But a lot of times he'll just try to like immediately retaliate, and so I'll mix up like wave dash back or roll behind to kind of either take space or punish, depending on what he's doing and like where I feel comfortable in terms of my positioning on stage and his percents and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
See, I roll the ledge there because the reason I go on crawl is because it gives me a chance to quarter circle fall to ledge if I need to. And also, when I crawl back and he hits me, like if he needs me there, I can SDI down and Om's attack and slide to the ledge too, which gives me a little bit more survivability while I'm in the corner.
Someone in chat is asking about times, like if there's ever times that you actually should be rolling a Samus.
Like with crawl or with shield rolls?
They will need to clarify.
Like, do you need
shield rolling?
Shield rolling is really good in this game for Samus. Like, she has great roll data. It goes a good length. I mean, obviously it has normalized iframes and things like that, and then it just allows her to take space or see space in a reasonable spacing while she can still act with like F tilt or jab or things like that because it doesn't go too far.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm so dumb. That was a reverse nair.
There's no, in my opinion, there's no real reason to roll if you can just sit and shield. They will have to grab you, which at that point puts them at liability to get a grab themselves.
Sure.
It's up to you. Both strats work. You know, why fix it?
I think a reason why I like rolling more than you do is because I don't play Melee anymore and you still do. So you feel like... Because rolling's not useful for Samus and Melee pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
You just walked all the way across the stage.
Yeah, I do that. I'm kind of a dipshit when it comes to dealing with Invincible Captain Falcon. So I'll like do 2 wave dashes in one direction and then roll the other way, or I'll do like 2 wave dashes and then a dash or something like that. And Chris just like, I'll never learn it. I'll never learn to not do it because I'm stupid. So Chris is just like, I don't need you now. I'm like, I'll just make sure I'm DIing hard out, and then and I die and get upset. One day I'll figure it out.
There's a lot of situations where he sticks out an aerial and you just get hit by it, where you can always back away, you could hold shield. Getting grab, in my experience with Cap Falcons, usually you're getting back on ledge and rinse and repeating, which again, stalls out and gives you more time to think. A little more respect for the character.
That was a misinput on that tournament winner. Yeah, I definitely do admit that I could be shielding more in general in terms of just holding shield, or even just like staying in crouch. I think I act too soon a lot against Captain Falcon because he moves fast, and so it makes me want to move fast. And that's just, oh, what the hell was it? Let's go, I'm sick. Yeah, that's the space jump, by the way. Good example of it. I didn't want to do up B because I thought I was going to get clipped with up air or something like that, so I figured I'd have the higher, faster momentum vertical movement to try to avoid any hitboxes you could throw out. Yep. He input a full hop knee there, and so I knew he was going to jump there. I got lucky that he full hopped. That was sad.
You have to move at high percent.
Yeah. I was just slow on my dash to melee pivot grab. Otherwise, that would have been good damage. Ledge. Oh, hack stash, but he knew to air dodge forward. That was a good air dodge from him. Holy God.
Yeah. Challenging Falcon at this range is different from someone like Peach, where she can pull turnips. Captain Falcon can interact with you at this range, or can threaten to interact with you, or imply to interact with you. So I think being ready as possible to deal with those interactions through shield or an F tilt choice to do so.
Yeah.
You're trying to fight for center stage and you were getting aerial, you're getting bared pretty hard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not helping you. At that point, if you hold shield, he has to respect your shield. Or he has to
play more grounded.
Yeah, he has to play around your shield in hopes of not getting up beat. I do think that up B at some points should be willingly taken. Even though it is a high percent, a lot of percent for misspacing stuff. Take the L and percent to keep center stage. You're not going to die from up B.
No. I have before, actually, but usually no.
Good.
That was the shittiest roll of my life.
Yeah, no, it wasn't great, but...
No, that was just a bad roll.
After you put up the shield, Cap Falcon's shield in this game, or Cap Falcon's shield in this matchup is also very valuable.
Yeah.
Do a lot of your moves with in turn with his own moves. Kind of like playing their own kind of spacing game.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the player cam a lot during my sets with O'Reilly, it's pretty different for what I look like normally. Like right now, I'm pretty like hunched. My posture's bad. My lips tighten. A lot of times I chew my tongue when I play and I'm focusing, so like that happens. But my lips tighten against him a lot, and he's actually pretty stiff right now. Like he looks like he's pretty.
So you were saying earlier that when you play, you try to figure out how you can break the person down mentally. He kind of does that to you.
Yeah, that's why I think watching my sets with him is like really cool, and I'm glad that like I have the rapport that I do with him, where it's like I hate playing him, but at the same time I love like how we interact as players.
Okay, yeah.
And like obviously I love Chris as a person. Like it's pretty hard not to. He's a fucking cool dude.
Yeah. Chris is homie. Or really. Yeah.
Oh, I could have definitely back aired that. I dropped this edge guard, don't I? No, I don't. I'm sick. Okay. I thought I was gonna be stupid. That was the worst jump of my life. Down smash. Could have been a nair there. That was just me misspacing.
Mm-hmm.
That right there, he jabs my up B, and he hits the first frame of up B, which in Melee is intangible, but in this game will clank. And it's actually, in my opinion, a secretly big nerf for her, because if you clank her screw attack, like if Fox double shines my shield and first shine clanks, and then he just does a second shine, all of a sudden I lost an interaction that I would have otherwise won in Melee, and I get staggered off of it. So that gets pretty frustrating to deal with.
How many situations do you run into where that comes into play, or is it mainly just spacies?
It happens a lot, actually.
Okay.
Like if I want to like do up B out of shield against Falcon, for example, and he like does an aerial into jab. A lot of times the jab will just hit clank, and then he'll be like, oh cool, I'm gonna grab you now, and I'm like, my favorite. But this is just an example of me winning until I realize that I'm playing Chris, and it is my sole destiny to throw these kinds of games away. So I'm doing like stupid full hop downers and things like that.
You got fucked.
And then I just waltz into a charge down smash. Charge down smash is the bane of my existence. Yeah, no, I just started like eating all the poo I could find.
So I see on stream. Ugh, that's disgusting.
Falcon's shirt is very tight. Taking the jacket off. Let's go.
I mean, that's why you gave us sets that you were wearing suits, just in case.
Take off the suit.
You only wear a suit so that you can take it off later.
It's also molten lava inside our local venue. It's just always like 95 degrees.
Alright, so now Pooch is comfy.
But I can see that you're shaken by how you are actually taking off your coat. You want to prepare for this one?
Yeah, I get pretty shaky. You weren't at Shuffle this year, were you?
I was. I'm assuming you're talking to Morse, though.
Yeah. Sam, did you see me? Did you see my set against Dirtboy?
I feel like I was playing at that time, unless that was.
Because it wasn't on stream or anything. But
No, I don't remember it.
I took game one, and a lot of people were watching. And game two, more people started watching, and I was like, I get the shakes when I'm about to be like a good player.
Oh,
that's just the kind of person I am. And so he was like bodying me game two, and I was like, yo, Nate, do you still have that gallon of water? Because like I'm also someone who talks and has like outside conversations when I play. I'm very much someone
at all.
I'm the opposite. I play better when I have like slightly outside distractions because otherwise I like tunnel vision and I do bad. So
if I start talking to people, I immediately just like roll everywhere. It's horrible.
That was the right option too.
Covering the ledge dash with a missile is very nice.
Thank you. Oh, good up tilt grab ledge. That shouldn't have been what I did. I should have just held longer, but yeah. Missile. Back in? No, I don't know why I backed off that hard. Tournament winner nair is really good. The fact that you can act out of tournament winner in this game catches a lot of people off guard, and then when you come with a nair when people are at high percents like that, a lot of the times when they're like, Samus is bad off ledge, I can just do it, and then you just blow them up. It also gives you the option to tournament winner into like waveland on platforms, which Samus really likes to do.
Yep. What are Samus's ledge options in this game compared to Melee?
Still butt. They're not good in either game.
So it's not great, but you can tournament winner nair, tournament winner waveland.
Yeah, tournament winner waveland under 100 is a pretty invincible move. She has aerial interrupt, as I was talking about earlier. But her actual ledge dash is bad. And then, yeah, she can like forward air from ledge, which if you're at low enough percents, you can just crouch. Yep. So a lot of times we'll hope you don't crouch punish, or if you do, we'll try to like fast fall into up B and hopefully clip you. That was bad, yeah. I was pissed about it. I was like, come on, man. Yep. There's the weird jab timings where it was like, if you compare those jab timings to Morse's, mine are like slower, where it's like 1, 2, and his are like 1, 2. And it's just like, yeah, I don't know. I just changed it up.
If you're being jabbed by Samus, should you just hold shield a little bit longer,
Or just crouch cancel.
Oh, yeah.
One of those two. Her jab holds hard to crouch cancel. That's actually... Yeah. Boom. Got him. That was bad forward air. That was a forward air that called him out trying to catch me going to top flat. And I was like, he's going to jump and up air, and so I wanted to put some kind of hitbox there. That was me being greedy.
If you had gotten that, though.
That's the Pooch, dude. Just getting the down air that is undeserved and kills. Good F tilt. Yeah.
Good bear.
He could have lived that, I think, if he had slightly better DI. I don't think that was a killing percent. Yeah, that's me still being bad.
When you move when
Yeah. Sickest reset of my life.
Nice fair jab reset.
That should have been Nair probably, but I'm indifferent. That one.
That's the weirdest angle.
So go back to that.
Yeah.
He, I believe, either shy drops or shield drops. I don't even remember because it happens really fast. So it's like, you should probably go half speed for this.
It's not letting me pause.
Oh, now you can see right there that he's definitely through the platform. And he gets very confused, and I was like, you dropped through the platform. He's like, no, I didn't. But I think, I don't know exactly what happened. But
we're going to put that into half speed.
Because, like, I was, like, in the corner, but he was at a high enough percent where I didn't have to respect him, like, crouching my stuff. So I'm like, I'm going to go for that. And then I think he wave dashes and then accidentally shield drops out of the wave dash.
It's something.
Yeah. And so, obviously, he's wave dashing in towards the stage, so he's holding, like, down and like, down and away, which is not what you want to be DIing that Nair. Especially at those percents. So I, like, eked him out on a weird input. Definitely not the SDI that put you there, Chris.
Yep.
Yeah, that was straight up out of.
Damn.
Yeah.
Right.
This is a really fun set.
Yeah, for sure. Those are all the sets that you guys gave me. Before we wrap up, though, something that I wanted to ask is I usually ask this for most characters. Is there any like common misconceptions that people have about Samus that you want to clear up right now?
She's good. That's false.
Okay.
As far as I think we could go back and talk about ice mode because we never did. A lot of people think ice mode's underutilized or things like that. The biggest difference between ice mode in current build and ice mode 3.0 is forward air had 11 frames of end lag added to it. So instead of being able to full hop double fair, now it's just a very obnoxious move. What it gains instead is a wider auto cancel window.
Okay.
And so ice has some utility against characters. Like I use ice against Squirtle, for example, and things like that, where it's like characters with small hitboxes that want to like come in and cross you up a lot. You can kind of like just create this wall with shuffled auto cancel fair. And it's just a big sweeping monster hitbox. Other than that, though, and like obviously you have like Jigglypuff and things like that, where it's like she's light enough where you can confirm down throw dash up smash, and that kills super early because ice up smash is like a decent upwards killing move. Although its angle could be better, and then it could have more base for how slow it is. But yeah, ice mode not that good, but it definitely has its utility. I know that sometimes like if you're struggling to find a kill on like semi-fast ballers or fast ballers, but you can somehow find a grab, up throw into like ice fair is like a cool like confirm that kills, things like that. But otherwise, ice mode relatively outshined in terms of like compared to plasma beam. You lose down tilt being a launcher, and when you lose a launcher, that's like a big deal, especially when you're a character who has a lot of two pieces to play for positioning. So when you can get that launcher into like nair or up tilt or things like that, and push your opponent out, it's really important. Whereas ice down tilt just kind of pushes you out at a like 45-degree angle and at a low base too, so it doesn't do much, and it gets crouch canceled for longer and things like that. Other than that, people need to understand that you don't get to play your regular game against Samus. You don't, and the more you try to, the faster you lose. So play patiently. Learn how to play Smash Brothers. Samus is an example of what I would call an honest character, where if you try to gimmick her, it doesn't really work if she has stronger fundamentals than you. She doesn't have a super bad matchup spread where it's like,
It's always an uphill battle.
what?
It's always an uphill battle.
Yeah, absolutely, but it's like she doesn't have like a super like garbage matchup spread except against a couple characters. But most of her matchups, even like that, a lot of people might consider -2, she can do just fine in as long as she like plays good Yomi and good like neutral game and things like that. So it's a lot. It's a battle of patience against her, and it's a battle of positioning more than anything. Very chess-like in terms of board control, and then just pacing your opponents so they burn their options. She's like a garbage Marth. She wants to put you in the corner and then keep you there. Yeah. I have chat open too if people want to ask questions to either of us.
Yeah, if people want to, they can send in some questions right now. While questions are coming in, this is your time to do like shout outs. What is the next big tournament you guys are going to be at? That kind of thing.
You go first, Josh.
Oh, I'm going to be gone for a little bit.
You're just going to disappear?
I guess so.
Your mic literally cut out.
I'm just going to stay in state for a little bit.
All right. I mean, if you really want to go, had not heard of Morsecode before today, go watch Neo Tussle City. He makes a deep racket run.
Somebody asked what Yomi is. Moto, I already did today. Somebody asked what Yomi was, or it seems to like not know what Yomi is. It's
Grabs.
Yeah, basically just reads / knowing your opponent. So like calling out what they're gonna do on after scoring a knockdown on them, or putting them in a position where they do the same thing over and over because you condition them. That's part of Yomi too.
Yep.
Things like that.
It's more of it's a term more often used in FGC than Smash, but it's definitely should be used more. Pooch, you got any big tournaments coming up?
Actually, no. I'm also kind of taking a break for a while. NTC was my last tournament for the year that I'm traveling for at all, even though it was in my state. That at least I can tell. I want to make it out to We Tech those, but I don't know how that is going to work out yet. And as far as 2018 goes, there might be a big tournament that isn't announced yet that I'm going to obviously be at for reasons. Other than that,
if people aren't able to figure out what you're saying from there, then
could you repeat that one last time for me? Nice, loud, and clear.
I plan on killing Project M sometime in the summer again via a microphone with an MDVA Jay Leno again.
Yeah, MDVA Jay Leno.
But other than that, shout-outs to C# and O'Reilly for being my opponents in the sets that I used. Shout-outs to Pseudo for running Shine Corp. Shout-outs to Swanner for being probably the best TO in the Midwest and really kind of on the move towards being the best TO in the country for Project M. Shout-outs to everyone in the Chicago scene for being such homies and like approachable, friendly people. If anybody out of the state has never been here and you want to come visit, we'll absolutely bring you in with open arms. We love having guests, and I like to think that we're a pretty fun region to play against, even though I play Samus, and we have like Zelda mains and Game & Watch mains and Sonic players and stuff like that.
Nah, I met a bunch of the Chicago players at NTC. They were awesome. Mm-hmm.
Other than that, shouts to Sheik because I'm going to be playing a lot more of her lately.
Oh.
Like from now on. I'm still planning on keeping Samus for a lot of matchups.
Which is not a good idea.
Dude, Sheik is just Samus, but with better frame data and normals and a punish game. But other than that, yeah. Also, shout outs to you, Wisely, for being a sick content creator for the community and just being a dope guy on the mic that I actually enjoy listening to.
Oh, thank you.
As someone who's kind of a critic of commentators, I definitely very much enjoy yours.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Shouts to Chevy for being the 10th best Samus also. I almost forgot. Oh my god.
10th best?
Every single place I posted this to was like, where's Chevy? And I was like, they talked in Discord. I don't really know past that.
Yo, fuck Chevy. I paid for this goddamn fucking podcast.
I don't know how I got on here.
Because you're not Chevy. Let's go. Only prerequisite.
Right.
Also because you're more relevant in my opinion as of right now.
Anyways, Morris, any shout-outs from you?
So thank you everybody for watching.
Yeah.
There we go. With that, we will call it a wrap. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. The next episode will be in 2 weeks, and that is going to be Sonic. We're talking to Good and Shockbound for that one. So that's going to be sick, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Thank you guys so much.
Oh, someone said a question. Someone asked a question about Turning Winter Waveland.
All right, I have not stopped recording for this episode yet, so go for it.
Turning Winter Waveland is actually a viable thing from what I've heard from people, from our frame data monkeys. Thing is, they do think it's a viable thing. They do think it's doable. I've never tried it. I probably never will. If you want to try it yourself, I suggest you to. Quite heavily.
It's pretty cool. You press the X button, and then you do a ledge dash input. Crazy. But yeah, under 100, it's pretty invincible. Over 100, it's kind of poo-poo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that one final question about Turning Winter Waveland, we are done.